So the topic today is for you to ponder. Where will we be 10 years from now? 10年以后，我们会在哪里？10年以后，我们会在哪里？ All human beings should be entitled to being well, to being cared for. Being well includes having sufficient nutrition, dwelling, and education. Millions of children go to bed hungry. Millions of young girls are deprived of an education and forced into child marriages. Millions of children do not have the choice or opportunity to get an education. Millions of people have no shelters. The culture of poverty is a reality that is staring at me, at you, at us. We must do something to improve the quality of education, because education is a basic human right. There was a girl from Zimbabwe who buried her dreams in a can. She dreamed of getting an education and a PhD. Her dream came true through hard work, perseverance, and resilience. Her dream was to build schools for girls. So, how can we help her to realize her dream? Wars, famines, droughts, floods, disasters, internal conflicts, and diseases are threatening us all. We need to find a way to treat our environment eco-friendly. Our waters are polluted. Our air is polluted. Our soil is polluted. Our animals are dying. Our great glaciers are receding. We must do something about the further degradation of our land. We should be mindful of our waste. We should be mindful of what we discard. We should be mindful of what we do every single day. How can we tackle the climate crisis and care better for our environment? Can we learn from the stories of our plants? Our plants are sources of food for us. They nourish us, they nourish the soil, they facilitate climate regulation, they protect our ecosystem, they conserve the soil. Human actions cause irreversible damages. Poaching led to the extinction of the white rhino. Human greed causes such devastation. We're staring extinction right in the eye. Do we understand the enormous consequence of extinction? Many birds are dying. How can we save them from dying? Humanity destroys existing species that cannot be replaced. The question is, how do we create an ecosystem that is sustainable? We need to save the forest. Should we try to save all the species? Some bears are being pushed to the brink of extinction. Polar bears are trying to find food and their habitat is being threatened. Sea animals swallow an enormous amount of plastic and die. The big question is, how can we achieve an ecosystem that is sustainable? Migrants refugees, stateless people, underserved and unserved. They have experienced so much trauma. Trauma disrupts memory. Refugees not only escape from a place, they also had to escape horrible and unbearable memories. There is a worldwide migration crisis. They are at our borders. They perish in the deserts. They perish at sea, young and old, mother and child, elders and infants. Hunger, despair, fear, nightmare after nightmare. Will there be no tomorrow for them? 他们还会有明天吗？他们还会有明天吗？ Humans create such trauma and endless sorrow. No one willingly abandons their home unless there's no home there. All human beings should respect our shared biodiversity. All human beings should respect our shared neurodiversity. We thrive because of diversity. Biodiversity creates an ecosystem that needs to be sustained. We thrive because we also have neurodiversity. Our differences make us strong. Our strength comes from diversity. We need to cherish all lives. All children born into this world deserve a chance to survive, actually to thrive. Autism, hyperactivity, dyslexia, cerebral palsy, syndromes, Down syndromes, Tourette syndromes, deafness, blindness. We need to accept them. They need to be accepted and respected. Neurodiversity is part of the human condition. We must embrace our differences, not just tolerate. We must respect one another with dignity and compassion. We need to explore our diversity through many lenses. All cultures share similarities and differences. All cultural heritages must be cherished. We must remember where our ancestors come from. We must cherish their memories and stories. We must remember that cultures are passed down from generation to generation. We must not forget. We cherish our multiple languages. Some human languages are dying faster than you can imagine. Languages transmit stories, histories, and memories. Memories are part of human existence. Indigenous languages vanish from our Mother Earth, one by one. We lament the loss of our shared humanity and memory. We lament the loss of bygone rhythms. How can we save our languages? How can we save our memories? How can we? 我们能吗? We need to explore our diversity through many lenses. We need to explore generational diversity. We need to have cross-cultural, cross-generational conversations. And are we on the same channel? Are we on the same page? Do I hear you? Do you hear me? How can we nurture our connectivity? How can we open cross-generational relationships? How can we open cross-cultural, cross-generational communication? How can we build a stronger global community through dialogues? There are different ways of seeing things, different ways of thinking, different ways of talking. There are different ways of adaptation. There are different ways of practice. The differences that separate human beings are nothing compared to the similarities that bond us together. We need to create our own life stories by doing things that are nourishing and nurturing, by taking actions that are positive and constructive. No one can speak for me. No one can speak for you. We need to find our voices. We need to find our silent voices, and we need to raise our silent voices. Life, human life, needs to be meaningful. Life needs to be impactful. Life needs to be purposeful. Can we work together? Can we listen to each other? Can we bring humanity and harmony through our dialogues? Can we hear the whisper of the wind? Can you hear the pounding of the ocean? Can you hear the crying of a hungry baby? Can you hear the breath of a dying plant? Can you see the light at the end of the tunnel? Where will we be 10 years from now? 10年后我们在哪里? Where will we be 10 years from now? 10年后我们在哪里? Thank you. 谢谢大家。